While the world spins faster, demands increase, and chaos seems to be everywhere, most folks are looking for peace in all the wrong places. They're trying to find comfort instead of building inner strength. They avoid facing pain when that's exactly what they should be learning from. Instead of standing firm in the storm, they run from it, hoping it will pass. Marcus Johnson, one of the most influential men from ancient times, once said, "You control your mind, not the outside world. Understand this and you'll find true strength." He didn't share this wisdom from a place of ease or luxury. At the time, he was leading an empire, dealing with wars, facing outbreaks, and suffering personal tragedies. Yet, even amidst all that turmoil, he discovered something unbreakable within himself. And that's what I want for you to find, that same inner resilience. In this video, I'm gonna lay out 8 real, practical principles, not motivational fluff or quick hacks, but proven, battle-tested truths that can help you stop breaking under pressure and start using that pressure as fuel for growth. These ideas aren't just about surviving stress, they're about rising above it. You, right now reading these words, carrying whatever heavy load you're dealing with, already hold everything you need to become unstoppable. You don't need perfect conditions or a stormless sky. The storm itself is the pathway. The struggles we face are the forge, and the pain, that's the teacher. But here's the honest truth: knowledge alone isn't enough. Without action, it's just entertainment. So I need you to do more than just listen. Like this video if you're serious about transforming yourself. Drop a comment and tell me what stress you're fighting right now. Your honesty might just help someone else in the process. Share this with someone who needs a boost. Subscribe and stay with me. Every part of this message matters. Take a deep breath. We're about to forge something unbreakable. Leave a comment below. I refuse to break. I am becoming unbreakable. Number 1. Don't just cope, dominate your darkness. Most folks spend their lives trying to manage stress, anxiety, pain. They develop routines, distractions, and escape plans. But here's the reality: coping is just survival mode. Dominating, that's transformation. Seneca, who faced exile, betrayal, and threats of death, once wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor strengthens the body." He wasn't advocating comfort. He was teaching power. He understood that adversity isn't something you just manage. It's something you master. When stress hits, that's inevitable. You may instinctively want to shrink away, numb yourself, or wish it would just disappear. But that instinct only makes you weaker. The truth is, your darkness isn't your enemy. It's your forge. Think back to a time when life pushed you to your limit, a crushing deadline, a broken relationship, a moment where you felt like giving up. And still you're here. In that moment of fire, you found something. You uncovered a strength you didn't know you had. You gained clarity, focus, and power. That's no luck. That's you under pressure becoming something more. Conquering your darkness doesn't mean ignoring your pain. It means using it. It's shifting from "why is this happening to me?" to "what's this trying to teach me?" Here's a simple way to start. When you feel overwhelmed with that tight chest, racing thoughts, rising fear, pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Then ask yourself, what's the lesson here? Maybe it's time to face an uncomfortable truth or change your approach. Whatever it is, see it as valuable information, not punishment. The ancient Stoics practiced memento mori, reminding themselves of death, not to be morbid, but to awaken themselves. When you understand your time is limited, each hardship becomes a test of your character, each storm a stage for your growth. Stop settling for mere survival. Command the storm, stand in it, learn from it, and let it sharpen you into someone unbreakable. Drop a comment: I dominate my darkness and turn every challenge into strength. Number 2, control your initial thought. Kill the weak voice inside your head. As you listen to me now, there's a voice in your mind judging, worrying, planning, criticizing. And many people believe that voice is truly them, that those thoughts are their reality. But that's a dangerous illusion. Even Marcus Aurelius struggled with this. In his private writings, he reminded himself, stick to the present. He understood most of our suffering isn't caused by reality itself. It's caused by the story we tell ourselves about reality. That voice isn't your friend. It evolved to spot threats and keep you safe. But in today's world where growth and progress define us, that voice becomes your prison. It sounds like, I can't handle this. It's too hard. What if I fail? Everyone else is doing better. This shouldn't be happening. Those aren't truth-theory programming, weaknesses disguised as thoughts. But here's the truth most never realize. You are not that voice. You're the one who hears it. And that power to hear it gives you control. The first thought when stress hits sets everything in motion. A reflex, quick and emotional. But between the event and your reaction is a space and opportunity. Here's your mental workout. When tension arises, catch that first thought. Don't react instantly, just notice it. There's that voice telling me I'm not enough. Then pause to choose a better thought. Not false positivity, not lies, but something truthful and empowering. I can handle this. I'm learning. This is making me stronger. Imagine asking yourself, what if I rise instead of fall? What if this is the turning point? The Stoics called this cognitive reframing. They called it mastering the mind because your interpretation shapes what something becomes. This isn't about denying pain, but about refusing to let it define you. Be the editor of your thoughts instead of their prisoner. That inner voice has run unchecked for too long. Now it's time to fire it and hire someone stronger. Drop in the comments, I control my thought strength over the mind. Number 3. Use isolation as a weapon, not a prison. When life feels overwhelming, your first instinct might be to reach out, vent, seek reassurance, listen to someone tell you it'll be okay. Connection is human, and it's necessary. But depending on others to regulate your emotions can be dangerous. Seneca said, true happiness is enjoying the moment without anxious dependence on the future. He discovered this truth in solitude, not distraction. In isolation, he didn't just survive, he thrived. He became a thinker of profound depth. Most people shy away from solitude because it strips away all distractions, buffers, excuses. No one to blame, no one to lean on. It's terrifying, but many miss what's really happening. Solitude is where legends are made. It's where you meet your true, unfiltered self without the cheering crowd or social masks. Think of the greatest writers alone with their thoughts, athletes grinding while the world sleeps, entrepreneurs quietly building. Those are people embracing solitude as strength, not loneliness. The difference? Intention. Forced isolation becomes a prison, lonely, bitter, suffocating. Chosen solitude becomes a weapon, powerful, clear, and empowering. Start small. Dedicate 1 hour a day to voluntary solitude. No phone, no music, no distractions. Just you and your thoughts. At first, your mind will cry for escape. That discomfort, that's the fire forging the unbreakable you. On the other side, you'll discover someone who doesn't need constant validation, who can stand tall alone because they've learned to love their own company. Use silence to evaluate your life, what's working, what's not, what truths you're avoiding, and what dreams are waiting for you to chase. The strongest aren't those who never feel alone, they're the ones who crave their own company. They've turned solitude into their sanctuary and their source of strength. Your solitude isn't a flaw, it's a gift, a chance to build something powerful inside. Don't run from it, weaponize it. Number 4, train under pressure. Never wait for calm. Most folks treat pressure like the enemy, waiting for storms to pass before trying to grow. They postpone their goals until life feels easier, delay good habits until they have more time. Basically, they tell themselves, I'll get strong when I don't need to be strong. That mindset keeps you weak. Epictetus, born a slave, knew better. He could have waited for better circumstances, freedom, comfort. Instead, he used every hardship as training ground. He said, don't just talk about your philosophy of it. He didn't wait for perfect conditions to think like a free man. He trained his mind amid chains. When he finally gained freedom, he was already unbreakable. Pressure isn't the enemy of growth. It is the crucible of growth. Muscles don't develop in comfort, they develop through resistance. Character isn't built in ease, it's built in trials. The very stress that pushes you away is actually the raw material your spirit needs. Here's what training under pressure looks like. When work piles up, practice calm. When money gets tight, practice gratitude. When critics criticize, practice detachment. When exhaustion sets in, practice discipline. Most people do the opposite. They abandon routines, skip workouts, avoid tough conversations, neglect self-care when stressed. But champions see things differently. They understand that the game isn't won when everything feels perfect. It's won in those final moments with everything on the line. They perform because of pressure, not despite it. Reframe every stressful moment as a workout graphic. Practice patience. Annoying coworker. Practice emotional control. Money problem. Practice resourcefulness. Health setback. Practice resilience. Every challenge is a gym session for your soul. And the beauty. When you see stress as training, it's not just preparing you for future battles. It makes facing today's storms easier, softer. When stress is viewed as growth, your nervous system relaxes. You stop feeling like a victim and start feeling like a student of life. Here's your rule. Never waste a crisis. Never waste pressure. Never waste hardship. Use every tough time as a chance to become the person you truly want to be. Don't wait for the storm to pass the storm. Those who thrive under pressure aren't lucky. They've spent months or years turning setbacks into setups. They turn pressure points into power sources. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions to start. That's a trap. Begin now with whatever you have. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I train under pressure and grow stronger. Number 5. Make pain pay rent. Turn every hit into power. Pain will come to your life whether you invite it or not. The real question isn't if setbacks, betrayals, losses, or failures will happen. It's whether you'll let that pain rent space in your mind, or if you'll transform it into something useful. Marcus Aurelius told us, the obstacle in the path becomes the way. He didn't just endure pain, he turned it into wisdom that still guides us centuries later. Most people carry their hurt like a badge, defining themselves by what happened instead of what they do with it. They wear injuries as armor, but that armor often makes them more fragile. There's a different path of the unbreakable. When pain hits, acknowledge it, don't deny it. Feel it full, don't rush to get over it or push it aside. Then ask yourself, how can I use this to grow stronger? Every betrayal offers lessons in discernment and loyalty. Every failure teaches resilience and shows you what doesn't work. Every loss fosters appreciation for what's truly important. Every rejection pushes you to persist. Reaffirming your self-worth isn't tied to others' opinions. Here's how to make pain pay rent. First, feel it completely. Sit with the discomfort until you understand it's just a visitor, not a permanent resident. Second, decode the message. What's this pain trying to tell you? Maybe it's boundaries that need setting, repetitive patterns to break, or skills you've neglected. Every pain carries a lesson. Your task, learn it. Third, use that lesson to serve others. Your deepest pain often becomes the foundation for your greatest contribution. Someone who battled depression can help others find hope. Someone who survived betrayal can teach trust. Someone who lost everything can show what truly matters. This isn't about toxic positivity or pretending pain is good. Pain hurts, that's why it's called pain. But refusing to let pain shape you into someone wiser and stronger, that's the real tragedy. Your scars are proof that you survived. Your pain isn't your identity, it's your curriculum. Stop letting hurt define you. Instead, let it refine you. Drop a comment, I transform every pain into power. Number 6. Operate in silence, let discipline do the talking. While the world is obsessed with broadcasting every move, sharing every thought, and celebrating every small victory, the most genuine power hides in silence. The strongest people work quietly and let their results speak volumes. Marcus Aurelius advised, be silent for the most part, or say only what's necessary in few words. He understood that true strength doesn't need an audience. Real progress doesn't depend on applause. The deepest transformation often happens where no one's watching. The problem with always talking about your goals, it tricks your brain into feeling like it's already achieved them. Psychologists call this social reality. a dopamine boost just from talking about plans, which makes you less motivated to do the work. You get addicted to planning and talking instead of acting. Look around, those loudest about their ambitions are usually the slowest to follow through. They're so busy managing their image that they never build substance. They perform their growth instead of actually experiencing it. True discipline is quiet. Waking up at 5 a.m. to work on your dreams while the world sleeps, saying no to distractions, choosing the hard path when nobody's watching. It's about building something meaningful away from the spotlight, not becoming antisocial, but being deliberate with what you share and what you keep private. Your routines, your inner work, your character development, these require consistency and privacy. When you don't seek approval, you make better choices. Silence also shields your dreams from negativity, because not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some will ridicule, diminish, or plant doubt. Operating in secret makes you immune to their noise. This could be you training without posting every workout, building your business behind the scenes, sharpening your skills without broadcasting every step, solving problems without broadcasting struggles. When the time comes to speak, your words won't be empty promises, they'll be backed by action. Your results will speak for themselves. Let your transformation be so obvious that people wonder what changed, not because you told them, but because they see it. Stop performing your growth, start living it. The world needs more doers, fewer talkers. Drop this in the comments. I let my actions speak louder than my words. Number 7. Become a threat to the person you used to be. The biggest enemy isn't outside, it's inside. Not toxic people, not bad luck, but the version of yourself that used to settle, make excuses, and shy away from growth. That person still lives inside you, fighting hard for survival every day. Seneca captured this struggle well. You behave like mortals in fear, but like immortals in desire. He wasn't just talking about fears or dreams. He was calling us out. We hesitate, we delay. We live like we've got forever to change. But the truth is that old self must die daily. Because the version of you with weak habits, soft standards, louder excuses, those can't survive alongside your future self. You have to be so focused, so relentless, so committed to evolving that your past self feels like a stranger. It's a war all about who you were versus who you're becoming. If you don't actively destroy that old version, it'll drag you back. This isn't about hating your past or denying your growth. Your old self brought you here, taught you lessons, and helped you survive. But now, that's not enough. You're here to become unbreakable. That means leaving behind every thought, every excuse, every weakness that kept you small. Becoming dangerous to your old self means you can't scroll mindlessly anymore. That time is sacred. You can't keep promising yourself tomorrow because that's just avoiding change. You can't say, "That's not me," because your actions will prove otherwise. To truly transform, you have to build a new person from the ground up. Once you raise your standards, go all in, and refuse to revert, going back will feel wrong. That's cognitive dissonance. You can't hold onto old beliefs while acting in new ways. Either your actions change or your beliefs do. Become so committed that the old way simply can't survive in your life anymore. People will notice, some will say, "You've changed," and that's exactly the point. The old you couldn't handle what you're now capable of. The new you is ready for anything. Stop trying to fix the old you, need to fully rebuild. Number 8. Anchor yourself to one unshakable purpose. Why? Because when everything else falls apart, and it will, your unwavering reason for fighting is what will keep you standing. Not temporary goals or fleeting motivations, but your deepest, most unbreakable purpose. Viktor Frankl, the famous survivor of the Holocaust and psychologist, discovered this firsthand. He said, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow." Watching people endure unimaginable suffering, he saw that the ones with a powerful reason to keep going weren't necessarily the strongest, they just had an unbreakable purpose. Most motivations are shallow success, appearance, discipline. They crumble when the going gets tough. When you're exhausted, progress stalls, or no one is watching, those superficial reasons fade away. Your real, unbreakable why isn't about you. It's about those you love, the example you set, the legacy you're leaving. Maybe your why is your children, not just providing for them financially, but showing them what resilience looks like, how to keep going. Maybe it's your parents' sacrifices, and becoming unbreakable is your way of honoring them. Or perhaps it's the person you once were, who needed someone to show the way. Maybe it's everyone who ever doubted you, and proving them wrong is your fuel. Here's how to find your unshakable why. Ask yourself, if you only had 1 year left, what would you regret not becoming? Not what you'd regret not achieving, but what version of yourself you'd be ashamed to leave behind. What growth are you neglecting? What unfinished dreams haunt you? Your unbreakable why should evoke emotion, must be powerful enough that quitting becomes impossible. When you think about it, it should energize you. When tired, it gives you strength. When scared, it gives you courage. When tempted to settle, it reminds you why that's not an option. Write it down. Make it concrete. Make it personal. And make it so profound that years later, just reading it brings tears to your eyes and fire to your heart. The Stoics knew that nothing great was ever achieved without a compelling reason. Your unbreakable purpose will carry you through any storm, more powerful than any circumstances or setbacks. Don't just want to be unbreakable, need to be, for reasons bigger than yourself. Now I've shared 8 practical ways to transform stress from a burden into an advantage. But here's the truth. Knowing them isn't enough. Reading them isn't enough. Even understanding them isn't enough. The only thing that truly matters is what you do with what you've learned. Marcus Aurelius said it perfectly. Waste no more time debating what a good person should be. Be one. For this journey, that advice rings true. Stop thinking about it and start becoming it. Your transformation doesn't have to wait for perfect conditions. It starts right this moment, no matter what stress you're facing. Because that challenge isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. It's your training ground, your classroom, your opportunity to prove your strength. The person who started watching this might be different from the person finishing, only if you choose to make it so. Start small, master one practice, then another. Build your unbreakable inner strength, one decision at a time, one challenge at a time, one victory at a time. Like this video if these practices resonate with you. Share it with someone who needs a boost. Subscribe and stay with me, because your journey to becoming unbreakable is just beginning. The world needs more people who don't break. That's people like you. Now, go prove what you're really made of. Drop this final affirmation in the comments. I am unbreakable, and my journey to strength starts now.